What's up, Edmonton? It's Ryan here with Hauer Power Electrical. We are your Edmonton electrician and we power customer service. Today, we want to talk to you about surge protectors and one of the great new products that's on the market. But first, I'll let you introduce yourself here. This is Cooper with Leviton. What do you got?
Thanks, Ryan. Hey, everybody. I'm Cooper Zappacosta. I work with Leviton. And today I want to talk to you about a critical issue in your house, and that's surges and how to protect your critical electronics from them. Now, as we know, electronics are everywhere around us. Everything that we own, everything we plug in has electronics in it. Things like TVs, furnaces, washing machines, hot tubs, dishwashers, computers. Everything has electronics in it. And electronics are very, very susceptible to surges. I'm sure some of you watching this have lost a piece of equipment in your house from a surge. And your hands are tied. There's really nothing you can do about it except take that out, maybe try to have it repaired or replace it. Now, that type of problem, that type of issue can be mitigated through something called a surge protector. Now, I'm sure you've seen them as a power bar. They incorporate some surge, some do, some don't. But that only protects the products that are plugged into it. What Leviton has is a whole home surge protection breaker. What this is going to do is it's going to catch any of the small, transient, and dirty types of power coming into your house before they get out to those devices. Because truthfully, it's not a lightning strike that kills the washing machine or the furnace or the TV or the computer in your house. It's the small changes in voltage that are constantly slightly hitting these pieces of equipment and slowly but surely creating a failure within it.
That's massive. Yeah, these surge protectors, if you want to learn all about surge protectors, you're watching the right video. They can come in a little power bar. You can get them at IKEA even. Those ones don't necessarily protect against surges though. Oftentimes those are just splitter bars where you can just plug in a whole bunch of things so they'll have an octopus on the wall. So that's one option. Then you get the surge protector power bars. Usually they're 50, 60 bucks, and they'll protect, maybe you plug in your computers. They'll protect to a certain amount though. Whether it's 60,000 amps, 100,000 amps, the bigger whole home surge protectors will protect you a heck of a lot better. Either way, they all act the same as a sacrificial device. Now your classic surge protector was about this long and about this wide, and maybe this wide, and about 4 inches deep, same depth as a panel. And so it would take up a lot of space. Now I don't know how many of you at home have a panel board where you look at it and say, oh, there's so much space there to mount everything. As an electrician, this is obscene amount of space. We don't have this much space. Usually we have a little bit of extra space on the side. So to fit that big surge protector, it's pretty bulky. Then you have to have a chase nipple. The wire goes then into the panel. Takes up a lot of space, takes longer to install. And what Leviton's done here is made a breaker that has a surge protector in it, and it acts as a whole home surge protector.
That's right.
Does it look like that?
It looks very similar to this breaker here. It's the same form factor, but another advantage that the Leviton whole home surge protector offers is it also acts as 2 circuit breakers. So what that means to you is by adding whole home surge protection, you're not going to lose any space in your panel. And that's something that competition cannot say. This is simply going to snap in to your Leviton load center, and now your house is going to be protected with indicators showing that protection from the surges coming into your house, which come into every house. There is no doubt that your house and your electronics are going to be facing surges. So this is by far the most valuable and inexpensive piece of insurance that your house can employ. Because as you know, computers aren't getting any less expensive or any easier to come by.
Yeah.
You know, your TVs, these things all are just that much more sensitive. It's the best idea to simply protect these and have the guys at Hauer come and simply install quickly, easily into your next house.
Yeah, let's get you protected here. At the end of the day, we get to change out tons and tons of panels into the Leviton or other brands, but the fact that they have the option to have a surge protector right there, it's a pretty efficient use of space. So if you were to have, I'll share a case study with you here. We had a client where we're doing a service upgrade. It was a large service upgrade, so it was a 2-day affair. First day, we got bulk of the work done. Second day, we came in, we were talking to him about how it's going, making sure he's happy with the whole process, and he was, and looked over and seen 6 monitors, 2 desktop computers, and we go, what do you do, Dave? And he says, oh, I'm a day trader. I was like, oh, okay, like that's a lot of electronics. Have you ever really experienced any problems with that? He said, well, with the grounding that you guys are fixing, that'll fix most of it, but he said, yeah, I had to replace, he said it was about 12 grand of equipment, of computers. He said a couple years back he had to replace all that. And he got lucky with insurance. He said he paid his $1,000 deductible and he got all that replaced. But I mean, fast forward now, 2023, despite COVID being almost a thing of the past, there's still back orders on a lot of computer parts, a lot of circuit boards, a lot of video cards. I don't know if any of you are familiar with that, but sometimes it's 12 months out, which is a little crazy, especially if you need a computer. So the fact that you could protect that with a sacrificial surge breaker or surge protector, kind of bit of a no-brainer. I mean, even if it's something smaller, that's a drastic amount. Most people don't have 12 grand of computer parts, but even if you have a dishwasher that's going to cost you $500 at Costco, if you go to your insurance and pay a $500 deductible to get that $500 dishwasher, and then your insurance goes up, wouldn't it be better if you could have just paid for that surge protector? It doesn't even cost $500 and had that swapped out. Like that's a huge no-brainer for me.
Yeah. And my example that I've heard of is people have lost furnace circuit boards, and replacing the circuit board is impossible because of the date of manufacture of that circuit board, or just the inability to remove it and replace it with a new. People have been forced to replace their entire furnace just because the circuit board has gone. These are real, tangible, honest problems, and I'm sure you listening to this either have had this happen to you in some capacity or know somebody that has. And this is the solution. That, like you say, that sacrificial piece. Before anything can hurt the electronics in your house, it's going to hurt the surge protector first and save you thousands of dollars and massive headaches.
There's a couple other options here for surge protectors too, because the whole point of these videos, we want to educate and entertain. More so educate, this isn't too entertaining. But surge protectors are typically going to have a value of maybe 60,000 amps that it can safely interrupt, or 100,000 amps that it can safely interrupt. The same way other competitor breakers, I'm not sure with these ones, will typically safely interrupt the breaker to open the circuit at about 22,000 amps, which typical circuit in your house is about 15 amps. So not anywhere close to that. But at the end of the day, if lightning strikes your home, buy a lottery ticket, but more than likely everything is screwed to heck. Because lightning, Mother Nature always wins. That's going to cook the wiring in your walls. The wire is rated for about 600 volts. It's in your walls. So even if your furnace isn't rated for 600 volts and your furnace takes the hit, the wire is still going to be okay. But it's the ampacity, the current, that can really damage and overheat and burn up your house. So tell me a little bit about the ratings. I don't know if you have it off the top of your head. I'm putting you on the spot, but seem super knowledgeable about these products. Tell us a little bit about the ratings of ampacities, interruptions with these surge protectors.
Sure. So they are 80,000 amps protection upon them, and our breakers are standard 10,000 amps. Our main breakers are the 22,000. This is all industry standard product and specification. But again, it's not the lightning that hits your house that's going to destroy your equipment. It's the constant, what we call dirty power, where the power from the utility, the power from new houses getting turned on, just those small blips, if you can imagine like a hose with air in it, where it's spitting out, it's not constant yet. Those types of changes in voltage are what ends up ruining equipment. So it's the problems you don't see or you don't hear of that will give you unfortunate news and a real bad day.
I really like that analogy. That's a perfect analogy with the hose, because it's spurting out water the same way. Voltage works in a very similar way. But the biggest part too, I mean, if your home is older, say 60s, 70s, 80s, or earlier too, you likely have outdated grounding, where it's number 8 gauge, maybe you have a corroded ground clamp, maybe your neutral coming in from your service, maybe you don't have an isolated neutral in your old meter socket. These are really common things that we see when we change out a lot of the old panels to a lot of the new panels, but that would get rectified as well when we do a full whole home service upgrade. But in order to future-proof it, that's where the surge protector comes in. So if you have those old issues, another case study I'll share with you here, we had a client where he had a garden suite in his garage, upper level, and he had a printer there, not too much else, maybe a space heater, but every time he'd fire that up, something in the house would flicker, would dim, you'd get that, you get the lights flickering just like it's in the old horror
ghosting,
movies. Yeah. And he didn't know what it was. So we came out, had a look, did some troubleshooting. Ended up being that the neutral on his actual meter combo disconnect on his meter outside was super loose, like you could pull it out.
Dangerous.
Yeah, it was like you could literally pull it out. I don't know if it had ever been tightened. House was renovated, but yeah, it had been like that for 10 years. So he had gone through dishwasher, he had gone through a washing machine, and this was his 3rd printer. So all we had to do was tighten up the neutral, which would have been rectified by a service upgrade anyways. It was done correctly by us, but it wasn't done by us, it was done by someone else. But yeah, at the end of the day, those small fluctuations and those spikes where his voltage would spike, it's supposed to be at 120, it would dip down to 60, 70 volts, which is quite a bit.
Yeah,
I mean,
half.
Yeah, exactly. It goes down 8%, that's manageable, but it's down to 60, 70 volts. And then it would spike back up and go up 180, 190 volts. And that's what would cook the stuff. And this was going through light bulbs. Light bulbs are like $8 a pop.
Yeah.
You get a dimmable, it's $10 a pop. So it's
no money spent on something like that is worthwhile.
And a surge protector would help against all of that.
Yes.
So, especially if it's a big surge, I mean, then it's a sacrificial unit. Small surges, it'll just absorb. But I mean, geez. What else can you tell me about surge breakers?
Again, if you guys are looking to do a panel upgrade, if you're doing a renovation, if you're looking to have more amperage, if you're looking to have a better aesthetic in something like smart breakers, adding surge protection at the same time is an absolute no-brainer. It's not going to break the bank, and it's going to give you peace of mind as you finish your renovation, add your new devices, add that hot tub, add that AC unit, add that EV charger. These are things that are all going to be protected by having a surge breaker. So make sure to ask, make sure to talk to Ryan and the guys about what they can offer you to give you the house that you can call a home.
That's awesome. Yeah, make your panel work for you. And again, thank you so much, Cooper, for coming out and doing these videos. Again, it's Ryan, Hauer Power Electrical. We are your Edmonton electrician. We're here to power customer service. It's the reason why we're top rated in Edmonton as far as Google's concerned. So yeah, give us a call. See what we can do for you. We aim to please, and we want to get you hooked up with this. All you got to do is pay us, and we'll make your home beautiful. All right. Take care, Edmonton.
See you, Riley.